Hi guys, you do not need your math book today, even though it does say you do, but you do need a calculator today. So the first thing you need to do is you need to pause this video and complete this warm-up. Make sure you get your notes out so you can see the different formulas, and make sure you're really practicing this because you will have a quiz on Thursday. Okay, so pause the video, complete the warm-up, and when you come back, I will give you the answers. Okay, welcome back. The first thing you needed to do in order to find the circumference is you needed to do 3.14 times 4 because it's pi times diameter, and you would have gotten 12.56 feet. Number 2, if you notice that this was a radius and my diameter would have been 4, you would have seen right away that I would have gotten the same answer. If not, you could have done 2 times pi times the radius, and you still would have ended up with 12.56 feet. Okay? For number 3, you had to do pi r squared. So you have 3.14 times 12 squared. So you should have gotten 452.16 yards squared. Number 4, this is a diameter, so I have to cut it in half. So would have gotten 3.14 times 4.5 squared, and you should have gotten 63.59 centimeters squared. Okay, today you need to make sure that you take very good notes because what we do today will also be on your quiz on Thursday. So it'll be over finding the diameter, finding the radius, finding the area, finding the circumference, and then of course finding the volume of a rectangular and triangular prism. So you need to make sure that you have these formulas down because you will be able to use your notes. So your objective today is to find the volume of a rectangular prism and a triangular prism. Okay? So to start with, a prism is a polyhedron with two parallel lines, or two parallel congruent bases. So that means the top and the bottom look at each other, and they're going to stack right onto top. So same with our rectangular prism over here. So the bases of a rectangular prism are rectangles, and the base of a triangular prism are triangles. So just looking at these shapes, all we're going to do is look at our bases. So this first base, the bottom, is a rectangle. So this would make this a rectangular prism. Okay, our next base is a triangle. So that would make this a triangular prism. Okay, if you need, pause the video so you can draw these pictures in so that way you'll have them as references. If you don't want to draw them in, that's fine, but I would make sure that you put in your notes that the base of a rectangular prism is going to be a rectangle, the base of a triangular prism is going to be a triangle. Make sure, again, to pause the video and at least have that into your notes. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is this tent. So suppose you observe the camping tent shown from directly above. What geometric shape would you see? So you're looking from the top down, but you're looking for the base. So what kind of base would this have? You should have said rectangle or thought about a rectangle. And then what kind of formula would you use to find the area of this figure? So the area would be length times width, which we worked with last time. Okay, so today you're going to be finding the volume. You need to make sure that you have this formula in your notes, and I would put both of them. So you need to know that it's length times width times height, or base times height. What they mean by the big B is length times width. This is how you will see it on pause and all standardized tests. So you need to make sure that you know what that big B is. So make sure you have both of these formulas in your notes. Okay, and then the units you're going to use, you're going to have your label, and then you're going to have that small 3 to mean cubed because I'm multiplying 3 things together, so it's a 3-dimensional figure, so my units are cubed. Okay, looking at this one, there's a couple of things that I'm going to require you to do in order to make sure that you are showing all your work. The first thing you have to do is write the formula. So if you look at your formula, you can write length times width times height, or you can write the base times height. I don't care. And then I'm going to substitute my values in. So I'm going to have 5 times 4 times 3. And then you can use a calculator. When you use a calculator, you should get 60. And then I have to use my labels, centimeters. And then everything we do today is going to be cubed. Don't worry about the page numbers at the top of these slides. These were used last year and they made them use them out of the books, and this year I'm allowing you guys to put them in your notes, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay? This second one, I would like you to do on your own, so pause the video, write the formula, substitute in, and then write the answer, and when you get back, I will give it to you. Okay, welcome back. For your formula, you should have had length times width times height. For your substitutions in, you should have had 4 times 3 times 2. And then for your answer, you should have had 24 centimeters cubed. If there's any time that you're not understanding, please make sure you start in your notes so we can cover it when I get back, to make sure that we're all on the same page and we can reteach and everything like that. Okay, I want you to pause the video, and I would also like you to do this one on your own. So pause the video and complete this one. Okay, you should have had length times width times height, again, for your formula. 3 times 9.5 times 5 for your substitutions, and then for your answer, you should have had 142.5 meters cubed. Make sure that you're doing all 3 of these steps, because it'll make your life a lot easier once we get into the next slide and you're having to remember the formula of both the prism, of the rectangular prism and the triangular prism. Okay? So this one, you need to make sure that you have this formula put in your notes. So base times height, or it's the length times the width. So the base is talking about your triangle. So I know the formula of a triangle is length times width divided by 2. And so that is what we were doing, and then we were multiplying it by the height. So we need to make sure that we are paying attention as to our numbers as well, because if you notice over here, it says do not confuse the height of the triangular base with the height of the prism. So there are going to be different things. So we can't use the height of the triangular base, we have to use the height of the prism. Okay? So looking at this next one, we're going to find the volume of the triangular prism. So again, I'm going to have you write your formula out. The way I would write this out is I would write it for my triangle first. So I know for my triangle it's base times height divided by 2. And I would complete this first. So I'm going to have 6 times 8 divided by 2. So there's my triangle. Okay? And then I know I have to multiply by the height of the prism. So I'm going to multiply this by 9. And then I can put it into my calculator. Make sure if this one is okay, since it's all multiplication and division, it's just going to do it the way that you input it. But make sure you're paying attention to the way you put things into the calculator, because it could pop out the wrong answer. Okay, so when you put this in your calculator, you will get 216. Your label will be feet, and then it'll still be cubed because we're still talking about volume. Okay, so make sure that you're taking your time, you're breaking these down into pieces, and you're actually practicing them and taking notes. Okay, this next one we will do together again, and then I will let you try one on your own. So to begin with, I'm going to look at my triangle first. So the formula of my triangle is length times width, or a little b, times height divided by 2. So I'm going to have 9 times 7 divided by 2, okay, because this is the height of my triangle. The height of my pyramid becomes 10. So after I do those, I'm going to multiply by 10. You should get 315 meters cubed. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, please make sure you star it so we can cover it when I get back. Okay, this one you need to pause the video and complete on your own. And then when I come back, I will give you the answers. Okay, welcome back. For this one, your triangle is a 4 by 5. So it's 5 times 4 divided by 2. And then your height is 7. So I'm going to multiply by 7. When you do that, you should have gotten 70 inches cubed. Okay? Now, just like with anything, we have to take it one step further. So we're going to have to compare. So the first thing I have to ask is, what is the base of each of these shapes? So if I'm looking, it's not a triangle. So I know I'm going to use length times width times height for my formula for the rectangular prism. Okay? So length times width times height, I'm going to do 3.75 times 7.5 times 10 for lunchbox A. For lunchbox B, I'm going to do 3.75 times 8 times 9.5. All I'm going to do is put those in the calculator. This one will give you 285 inches cubed. This one will give you 281.25 inches cubed. And then you're just saying which one holds more food. So the one that holds more food is actually going to be the bigger one, so lunchbox B. Okay? Okay. This next one, you guys need to do this one on your own. And when you resume the video, I will give you the answers. Okay, welcome back. The first thing you had to do is you had to give Fire and Ice its labels. When you read within here, it tells you that the game Fire and Ice comes in a box which measures 9 by 5 by 4.5. So you had to read a little bit. So 4.5 by 5 by 9. Okay, and then I'm just going to put those in the calculator. So length times width times height. 9 times 4.5 times 5. And you're going to get 202.5 inches cubed. For planet bugs, you're going to have 8.5 times 6 times 4 for my length times width times height. And I'm going to end up with 204 inches cubed. Okay, so my bigger one is also obviously planet bugs. So planet bugs is has the greater volume. Okay, the next thing I need you to do is you need to complete this problem on an exit ticket and turn it in. Make sure your name is on it so I don't throw it away. If you have extra time in class because you got through this lesson very quick, there is extra practice for you. If there's not enough time in class for you to complete it, please feel free to take the worksheet and practice it at home and bring it back. It is not homework, but you will have a quiz on Thursday, so you're going to want to be as prepared as possible for this quiz. So have a great day, and I will see you all next week when I get back.